Hello, Factorio people. Welcome back to the broadcasts. The broadcasts from Krastorio this time around. We're going to be playing the overhaul mod Krastorio, one of my favourite overhaul mods. It's often described as Vanilla Plus. It's got a bit more complexity, but not a huge amount of complexity. Just a nice amount of extra stuff. And some really nice graphics, and some of the people who've worked on it have gone on to work with Woob directly, so that's how you know it's good. Just a brief reminder of the format. Going to be 1 or 2 videos a week. I'm going to play the game off stream, making save files periodically so that then I can update you on cool stuff that's happening. Bit more easier to digest than a long form Let's Play, where it's like an hour video a day, but slightly less labour intensive on my part than a fully edited playthrough. Alright, let's look at the mods that we're going to use. Bottleneck lights. A tool for locating bottlenecks in your factory. Just puts a little light on the machine if it's working, not working. Like these two antimatter charging things. They're not doing anything. Maybe we should get rid of them. Bullet trails. Krastorio 2 changes the combat, turns the bullets from hit scan into projectiles. So I don't actually know if the bullet trails do anything in this. This might just be part of Krastorio 2 anyway. But I've turned it on just because it will look cool either way. Even distribution. Modifies control plus click drag to evenly distribute items over multiple buildings. Very handy, especially in the early burner phase, mostly. But just good to have. Factorio library, of course. FNEI is my preferred recipe book mod. I know there are others. I like this one. GUI unifier. Forces mod buttons to look uniform and aligned, harmonises icons and adds visual options for buttons. Krastorio 2 assets milestones, so we can see quite how slowly I'm playing. It's going to be quite slowly, I can assure you. Mining patch planner. You just click and drag this over a mining patch, tweak a few settings, just exactly how you want your mining patch laid out, and it does it for you. It's good. Module inserter inserts modules. Pump. It's like mining patch planner, but for fluids, which is even more quality of life. Mining patch planner, fine, I can concede that you could just have 3 or 4 blueprints in your back pocket, but manual pump placement, yikes. And in Krastorio there's actually two important fluids. Power grid comb. If you're one of those people who likes to pretend that you have OCD for the internet, this is the mod for you. Rate calculator, pretty much a must. Krastorio 2, I feel like, the rate calculator. Squeak through, of course. Ultimate research queue changes the vanilla research queue to this, with some extra functionality which I'll show you. Water fill, my one cheaty mod, of course. Must have water fill. And a resource monitor tool. I'm not 100% sure I'll use this, to be honest with you. TBQH with you. But maybe we'll get some use out of it, I don't know. Alright, let's look at a map string, shall we? Although, let's first look at the transition and the nice new thumbnail, and then we'll look at the map string. This is the map we're going to play on. Frequency of ores is the same, but I've upped the size and the richness. We're going to try and speed this along. You know, I'm a slow player, as I've belaboured that point quite a lot. So let's try and do things to make things easier on ourselves. Skip to the good stuff. I've clicked random a few times on this map. I like the look of this one. There's a nice long space here for a bus kind of setup. There's some more iron and copper here, which we can use. Some coal here, so we can do like smelting here and then bring the bus across this way, or something like that. Terrain, water, normal. Trees, normal. Trees. Krastorio, you need wood. You need a lot of wood. but you're not really expected to get it from mining trees past the first like 2 hours of the game, so I really could lower this, but whatever, it's done now. Cliffs off. Large bias, humongous bias towards greenery, because I like, if I'm going to stare at this for 100 hours, I'd rather look at green than sand. And if you know anything about Krastorio, there's enough sand in the game, regardless. Enemy bases on, but expansion off, frequency slightly down, size slightly down. Is that the only... Yeah, it'd kind of be nice if this... Maybe there should be a 90% option. Anyway, just enemy bases on, but turned down ever so slightly, just so they're not massively prevalent. I do want to keep some of the military stuff going on, but I don't want it to be the entire focus. There's a few tiny bases here we can clear out on the way. Enemy expansion off, pollution on as normal, of course. Cool. Let's jump right into it then, I suppose. The other thing I'm going to do was quality of life, and I said I could have installed this as a mod, but I said I get one cheaty mod, so I'm not allowed another cheaty mod, so I'll do another cheat, and I will use the command line to give myself some stuff, quality of life stuff. Fentanizer command, game player insert modular armor, 20 construction robots, some a personal roboport, and 8 solar panels. And this will just give us a nice little kickstart. You know, manual placement, fine, sure, whatever. Let's... They're not charging. The roboports, they're not charging. Come on, you can do it. Come on, robots. You can do it, I believe in you. There they go. Just, you know. Krastorio 2 has a lot of there's a lot more wreckage when the ship crashes. There's a few extra canisters which you can also mine, and you get like parts. There you go, an electronic circuit, one more iron plate. I think it's randomized. Sometimes, yeah, copper cables there sometimes. But also it comes with some broken machinery parts. There's a very rudimentary research lab here, 240 kilowatts of power output, a few 0.25 speed assemblers. So let's tidy this up, get some basic smelting going, and see what happens next. So we've got some basic tech cards going here. Krastorio uses tech cards to distinguish itself. The interesting thing about the tech cards as well is that they eventually become obsolete. Researchers eventually stop needing basic tech cards. Let's open the research queue, and then I can talk about that as the mod as well. So this is Ultimate Research Queue. Very, very nice mod. Shows you expected time to completion, which is very nice. Doesn't pause the game, which is also kind of handy. You can just pause research here, which is kind of nice as well. Auto rekey multi-level technologies, obviously we won't need that for a while. It also is much easier in this to rush a particular technology. So let's say we want to rush turrets. Just double click turrets and it queues everything you need to get straight to turrets. Everything in orange is obviously stuff that we can't research just yet because it's reliant on a prerequisite. Which is much the same as obviously the vanilla tech tree, but in the vanilla tech tree you can't. I also don't think I turned the research queue on. Anyway, I'm not actually going to do that. My burner miners, they ran out of burner inserters, sorry, they ran out of burners. They ran out of the burny bit of them. You'll notice my smelting setup is not standard. It's not vanilla standard. It's not vanilla approved. ISO vanilla approved. That's because the recipe for iron plates in Krastorio, in fact, is 10 iron ore for 5 iron plates. That's right. It's twice as expensive. It takes the same amount of time, but it takes 10 iron ore to get the 5 iron plates over 16 seconds, which is the vanilla recipe in terms of time. The vanilla recipe is 1:1 and 3.2 seconds. Let's fill these up with coal. That would probably be helpful. I've got even distribution, I may as well use it. And the reason for that, I believe, is that in the late game you get very fast furnaces, very fast belts, very fast beacons, and if the recipes were 1 iron plate in 3.2 seconds, you could get that to be faster than once per tick, which I believe I think a Factorio Facts Friday said that they had fixed that. But certainly in 1.1 and when Krastorio was being developed, the games didn't like recipes that were faster than 1 tick. So you'll see a lot of the base ones are like that, 4 iron gear wheels from 4 iron plates. So this recipe is cheaper. This is a 1:1 ratio. So you kind of get some of that iron back just due to the amount of iron gears you use. Anyway, I'm not here to talk about the economy of vanilla versus Krastorio. Automation cores are finished. Just finished, that's good timing. A lot of automation materials need automation cores. Assemblers, inserters, etc., etc. Automation cores end up being quite a large part of this. Anyway, let's skip forward in time and see what happens next. Why am I talking like this? I don't know. You don't get power very quickly. You can get these wind turbines, which do an amazing 20 kilowatts, which is barely enough to do anything, really. So mostly I'm just rushing steam engines. This biter nest is... Let's go and fight the biters, shall we? Just because it's kind of weird. I want to show you, it's very strange. Their bullets are hit scan. As you can see, they have projectiles. They have... they're not hit scan. They have travel time. And that creates an interesting... Oh, they're getting ready to form an attack anyway. So I found that if they're just running towards you and you shoot and you aim quite far away, it's fine. As soon as they get up next to you and you try and shoot really close, it becomes very hard to actually get them. And I don't understand why. So you kind of have to, at least with the pistol anyway, you kind of have to fight them from afar, because when they're right up close to you, it's... Oh, that one wasn't a good example. Anyway, the pistol is like borderline useless. As you can see, this is not this is not doing much of anything. But because this nest is so close and so easy to kill, I do go out of my way to get rid of this one, just because it's the only one in the pollution cloud for now. Before I research turrets and submachine guns and things, just because I got attached from it once or twice and it was quite annoying, so I got rid of it. So we can see that the research queue is saying that this is going to take just over a minute and a half. I can speed that up actually by... It's quite interesting with the research queue, you can see quite how much of an effect. So the labs aren't running full speed because there's low power. But if I get rid of this sentinel, we can see that we gained some time there on the research queue. The sentinels are... You don't get radars in Krastorio for quite some time. You build these sentinels, they don't scan new chunks, but they do keep watch over a chunk, several chunks. But they do need power, so, I mean, like, it's fine. But you don't get radars for quite some time. strangely. Anyway. Steam power will resolve. We can set up some basic stuff. And we'll take it from there. Alright, the steam power is in. The, oh, I put a sentinel down. The pumps need power. So, in my opinion, it's kind of smart to not... How is that not correct? I think the sentinel has broken it. It's fine. The pumps need power. So it's kind of risky to connect them to your main actual power supply, because if these run out of coal, then you run out of power, and then you have to sort of kickstart the whole base again. Because then you don't get the water, even if you're feeding these with burner inserters. Wait, is that true? Am I talking gibberish? I don't know. Anyway, I always put them on their own power network, just as sort of like a failsafe. Oh yeah, no, of course that is true. If the burner inserters were here and they were putting coal in, without the water, they can't start. So you would have to somehow start the power up with some backup. Anyway, I always do this. It might not make any sense. I might be talking gibberish. I don't know. We got the submachine gun. We got the shotgun. We got some basic automation going. There's also Krastorio adds iron beams as an intermediate product of iron. Beam in all caps there. They are used in mostly mall stuff. You know, they're not used in many actual products. They're used in mall stuff in the same way that iron gear wheels are used for mostly mall stuff in vanilla. Whereas gear wheels in Krastorio are a key ingredient for, so automation cores are very relevant, inserter parts are very relevant, belts. Anyway, so it's a good idea to just, and this goes for any playthrough of Factorio really. There's clearly these while I'm here. To just have a whole bunch of intermediates in your back pocket to make sure that when you do need to handcraft something, you're not also then reliant on the intermediate products. So this assembling machine, for example, I need the automation core. But the automation core is sticks and gear wheels. So if I have the sticks and the gear wheels in my pocket, I only have to do 2-second craft for this, and then the 1-second craft for this. Whereas you can see down there, the total raw resource is 17 seconds to make 4 iron beams, 5 iron gear wheels, and the 2 automation cores, which themselves need 4 iron sticks and 4 iron gear wheels. So, you know, it's a small thing, but it adds up. And then I'm just throwing iron plates and iron gear wheels into here because I want yellow belts, because obviously any second now logistics is going to research, and we've got electric mining drills ready to go, and we can start automating some stuff. Up the stone mining up there just so we can get some smelting stacks going, and we can start talking about fully automating, except I'm going to need to put in these research cards into this lab set up before anything will actually finish. There it goes. Alright. 54 minutes to get red tech cards, and then from using that I rushed to logistics because I want belts. I've got belts, sorry, I want inserters, I want undergrounds, I want splitters, I want all the good stuff, you know. And that seems like a good a place as any to stop. When we come back next time, we'll do, yeah, proper smelting stacks and stuff like that. So, yeah, please, thank you for watching. Episode 1, always the YouTube algorithm loves episode 1s. So please, if you're new here, let me know how you feel about the content, a like, comment. If you want to see more Krastorio, Factorio content, be sure to subscribe. Returning viewers will notice I have facecam off. Please let me know how you feel about that. Some people, they like the face, not my face specifically. They just like to have the face cam on. Gives people something to look at during this period of downtime. I can see it from both sides. I decided to turn it off just for fun. Oh, here's let me just quickly... No, let's not show the resource monitor. Let's not get bogged down in this. It's the end of the video. It's the end of the video. Yes, thank you so much. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, etc. All that good stuff. If you want to anyway. And I'll see you next time. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.